Hi, I'm Kevin Jackson. I'm one of Trilio's senior solutions architects, and today I'm going to give you a brief overview of the top 4 reasons why cloud-native data protection is essential for your Kubernetes container success. The way we manage our infrastructure and applications have changed. Containerization is revolutionizing the way we think about, create, deliver, and maintain technology. This shift offers enormous benefits to technologists and the overall businesses they serve, but it also comes with new challenges for data volume, sprawl, categorization, and management. The challenge is that wherever applications are running, data is of course being created, and this data needs protection. But traditional methods for backup retrospectively added to cloud environments just won't cut it in these distributed dynamic environments. Kubernetes containers require a cloud-native data protection strategy. So let's look at the top 4 reasons for cloud-native data protection. Number 1. Application architectures have evolved. New tools and processes have given way to application-centric deployment models that require a change in operating and management procedures. The cloud-native world puts applications front and center, where traditional siloed functional teams and processes slow your business down. This brings a shift of how you also consume data. Data volumes are now seen as functional objects that are kept separate from the containers, with information on the relationship to the application held in declarative metadata files. Traditional storage-centric management is woefully inadequate in cloud-native architecture. Number 2, it's clearly evident that traditional legacy backup architecture isn't built for a scale-out, decentralized cloud-native world. Kubernetes allows for ease of scalability and portability with transfer of ownership to operations of applications and the data it generates to the application owners. This dynamic management of data quickly becomes an overhead with traditional backup systems, where retrofitted ad hoc scripts try to cover the gaps to align to the siloed architecture. Number 3, stateful isn't stateless, but the line is blurred and both need data protection. It is often a misnomer that because applications are stateless in a Kubernetes environment that they don't need protection. Applications in Kubernetes are made up of many components distributed as pods and containers. The truth is that while individual components like a web server can be stateless, these stateless entities often interact with other stateful components, such as databases, that do interact with data. In keeping with Kubernetes principles and best practices of application portability, this makes the application as a whole stateful. In order to have a successful data protection strategy for your application, it is imperative that an application is protected as a single unit. And number 4, Kubernetes scopes and role-based access control, or RBAC. Kubernetes makes application development and delivery faster and better by bridging the gap between development and operations teams. It does this with role-based access control constructs across the platform, through which operations can maintain control by assigning each user granular RBAC policies. When an application isn't cloud or Kubernetes native, it's much more difficult to obtain the synergy between developers and operations. That's because the onus of RBAC would fall on the application provider, which may or may not be consistent with RBAC functionality of other applications running in the same environment. It's important to provide the same experience to developers and operations teams to protect and manage applications and data. All solutions within a Kubernetes environment function on these lines. There's no good reason to use a data protection solution that is more closely tied to infrastructure needs. Thank you for listening to this brief overview on the top 4 reasons why cloud-native data protection is essential for your Kubernetes container success. To find out more about Trilio, head over to trilio.io.